I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. Um, so I'm up a lot earlier than I would expect. But I wanted to use this opportunity to talk about some of my inspirations. Um, First, some life inspirations. I think that that's the most important. You know, I'll say someone who inspires me the most is probably my dad. While he's not perfect, I think he gives me a great example of what a man should be, you know, how a man should act and how a man should treat people. He's a great example of a great father. And when I have kids, I don't aspire to be exactly like him, but I aspire to take what I've learned from him and teach my kids, the same thing. Another influence of mine is my mom. It's kind of generic, oh, you're going to say both your parents. But I think for her specifically, she's shown me that you can still grow even when you get older. I think I had a false perception that, once you get older, who you are is kind of locked in. But I've seen my mom grow and change. Things that used to be an issue in the past maybe aren't an issue anymore for her, The way she's handled certain things, whether dealing with me or my brother, has changed, Her responses have changed. She's been more understanding. Not to say that she didn't start off understanding, but I, through my own eyes, have seen her continue to grow, to understand our perspectives, to be less helicopter parent, to, as she would probably say, leave things up to God, and realize that she can't control everything. I think that that's cool because she is my mom, I feel like a lot of times we don't normally see our parents grow and change, and that's inspiring to me. Another influence, and this is cliche once again, is my brother. While my brother's not perfect and he does annoy me sometimes, I am very impressed with who he's become and who he's becoming, the passion that he has for the people that he loves and the things that he loves is inspiring. The emotional intelligence that he has is something that I find inspiring, especially for his age. And don't get me wrong, he's 18 right now and he still does act like an 18-year-old. There are people who are like, oh, you're so wise for your age, You're wise beyond your years and all this other stuff. I think he has wisdom, but he is still an 18-year-old, But I like the trajectory that he's on. The trajectory itself is inspiring, On a lighter note, I want to talk about my inspirations in other things, specifically this video stuff. One of my friends, if you haven't heard of him, his name is Isaiah MD. That's what he goes by, whether his YouTube channel or the music he makes. Now, I don't want to make the same videos as him, but he's been doing it for so long and he's so good at it that it's inspiring, you know? He's my age, so I can see somebody my age doing it at a high level, you know? And I think the level of his skill is what's so inspiring, you know? I would say another person who inspires me is Demetrius Harmon. I used to watch him on Vine, Meech on Mars. But I love how right now in his YouTube, he's able to take the things that he does in life and make content. You know, he doesn't do skits anymore. He's just living life. And he's able to share his thoughts and be vulnerable in front of the camera and use that as content. I really like the idea of using your platform to say something. Not that the things that I'm saying are so important, but I like the idea of being vulnerable and putting it out to the world so that people can relate with you. Or maybe it's vocalizing the opinions and thoughts of people who don't know how to vocalize their opinions or thoughts. It can be therapeutic in a way. I burnt the bagels a little bit. Another inspiration, and this is very broad, but another inspiration is movies. I've been watching a lot of movies recently and really getting a grasp on everything that comes with making a movie, whether it's plot, cinematography, the actual acting itself. I've grown to appreciate every aspect. But to me, I feel like I've watched a lot of movies and there's a lot building up inside with no real release, you know? Things that I want to try and incorporate within my own life. Maybe not making a movie, but using the things that I see in film to inspire and influence what I do in my daily life. To influence and inspire how I make, you know, content, videos. All in all, I want to take the things that inspire me and use it to create new things, add my own twist, add my own spin, and maybe influence other people to do their own thing.